नमामि शारदां देवी वीणा पुस्तकधारिणीं नमस्कार करस्तु मी प्रसन्नास्तु ससदा. Now students, basic concept in geometry is the now sixth part we are going to start. Now yesterday we have in previous part we have studied how to make the conditional statements, that is first part if to then and then to, that is antecedent and consequent. Now we are going to make use of that, how to prove a theorem. Okay, they are given one example, but we should know one concept. I'll go for that concept, that is angles forming linear pair. Linear means straight line, means angles formed on straight line is called as what? Angles forming linear pair. Suppose I am giving example. This is a line, O is the point on it, and AB are other points. Is it right? If I make an angle anywhere like this, anywhere. So suppose these are the angles. Suppose I am going to take point C. So this angle whose measure is A degree and whose measure is what? B degree. These two angles are called as what? Angles forming linear pair. Because it is formed on the straight line, its vertex lie on a line, then these two angles formed is called as what? Angles forming linear pair. So O lies between A and B, or A O B are collinear points. Therefore, I can say that angle AOB and angle BOC, this AOB and BOC are angles forming linear pair. But if you measure this angles from here to here, we'll come to it is 180 degree. Take the protractor, we'll come to know that अगर measure यहाँ से measuring चालू करके यहाँ तक आया, that entire angle is 180 degree. So ultimately this angle plus this angle is what? 180 degree. That when the sum of the measure of two angles is 180 degree, I think H1 we have studied, that angle is called as what? Supplementary angle. Supplementary means sum of the measure of two angles is 180 degree. So this property is there. What is the property? Property of angles forming linear pair. So that property is angles forming linear pair are supplementary. Supplementary means sum of the two measure of two angles is 180 degree. Means what I can say, these two angles are there, na? This angle and this angle. So measure of angle AOC plus measure of angle BOC is equal to 180 degree. So measure of angle AOC plus BOC, or you can take what? COB is equal to how much? 180 degree. So first thing is, in this we should know what is meaning of angles forming linear pair. The angles formed on a straight line is called as what? Angles forming linear pair. So not necessarily कि ऐसा ही figure रहेगा, maybe possible. Figure is like this. That is also angle forming linear pair. ऐसा रहेगा, then also what is angle forming linear pair. So AOB are collinear points. So this angle AOC plus BOC are the angles forming linear pair. So once you understood what is meaning of angles forming linear pair, that concept was there in 8th standard. We are just revising it, but this property is important for us. The property of angles forming linear pair. What is the property of angles forming linear pair? Angles forming linear pair are supplementary. Angles forming linear pair are supplementary. Supplementary means 180 degree. That is AOB plus BOC is equal to how much? 180 degree is the angles forming linear, that is supplementary. तो प्लीज कीप इन माइंड दैट प्रॉपर्टी, अभी भूलना नहीं है तुम लोग को. व्हाट इज द प्रॉपर्टी? एंगल्स फॉर्मिंग लीनियर पेयर आर सप्लीमेंट्री. बिकॉज ये जो प्रॉपर्टीज है हमें 10 के आगे तक काम आने वाली है. तो ये प्रॉपर्टी अभी हमें पूरा दिमाग में बिठाना है. व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी यू आर गोइंग टू स्टडी? Angles forming linear pair are supplementary. But before that, you should know what is the meaning of angles forming linear pair. So, angles formed on a line is called as what? Angles forming linear pair. Have you understood this concept? Please copy down it properly. It is an important concept. Now, students, we are going to study first theorem. और ये समझ जाओ कि ये theorem is given in textbook. और ये आपके स्कूल का ये क्वेश्चन रहेगा ही रहेगा फॉर फर्स्ट यूनिट टेस्ट. ओके, सो थियरम, फर्स्ट थियरम ऑफ योर 9th स्टैंडर्ड. ओके, द अपोजिट एंगल्स. ओके, ए opposite angles, the opposite angles formed by two intersecting lines are of equal measures. Okay, the opposite angles formed by two intersecting lines are of equal measures. These opposite angles are also called as vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. So vertically opposite angles formed by two intersecting lines are what? Of equal measures. अब ये theorem है. Okay, and if and then डालना है तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे? If opposite angles are formed by two intersecting lines, then they are of equal measures. तो यहां आएगा then, यहां आएगा if. If to लेके then तक is what? Antecedent. Antecedent को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? Given. तो before that we have to draw a line, draw a figure. The opposite angles formed by intersecting lines are of equal measures. Okay. So this opposite angles formed by what? Two intersecting lines. So what I will do? I will draw a figure. I will give the name as what? This is line AB, and this one is a line, say CD, and the intersecting point is what? O. You got it? I will take it as CD. Okay. Because in textbook they have given this way. So the opposite angles formed by intersecting lines. So we have to mention which are the intersecting lines. So given that is antecedent, line AB and line CD intersect each other at point O. Line AB and line CD are intersecting each other at point O. So then which angles are called as opposite angles? So angle AOC and angle BOD, this angle and this angle are called as vertically opposite angles. Opposite angles formed by intersecting lines. And this angle, that is AOD and BOC, are also what? Vertically opposite angles. तो मुझे प्रूव करना है these vertically opposite angles are having equal measures, and these vertically opposite angles are congruent. So angle AOC, I'll put measure of angle AOC is equal to measure of angle BOD That what we have to prove first. And measure of angle AOD is equal to measure of angle BOC or COB. That we are going to prove. See once again. See the statement. How they do the statement? The opposite angles formed by intersecting lines are of equal measures. Then we have to put that this statement in conditional form. If the opposite angles formed by two intersecting lines are, and we are going to write, then the opposite angles are of equal measures. So line AB and line intersecting at point, each other at point O, and these are the vertically opposite angles which are congruent. Is it right? What is our target? To prove angle AOC is equal to measure of angle BOD. ये दोनों को प्रूव करना है, right? This और इसको शॉर्टकट में याद रखना, वर्टिकली अपोजिट एंगल्स की जगह पे we just फॉर्म में बोलते हैं वर्टिकली एंगल्स आर कॉन्ग्रुएंट. तो तुम्हारे दिमाग में जल्दी आ जाएगा. What is that? वर्टिकली अपोजिट एंगल्स आर कॉन्ग्रुएंट और वर्टिकली एंगल्स आर congruent. This vertically angles are congruent. That we have to keep in mind. या हम लोग को इसको कैसे याद रखना है. Okay, so I will just go for the proof. Okay, so like proof. See, I am going to make use of what angles forming linear pair. Do you think that these two angles are angles forming linear pair, या these two angles are angles forming linear pair? तो मैं ये ले रहा हूं लाइन AB, तो इन दोनों को हम लोग लेंगे angles forming linear pair. तो वापस देखो अभी measure of angle AOC plus measure of angle BOC. This angle plus this angle, they are on the straight line. That is equal to 180 degree. I am giving you the equation 1, and what you are going to write? Angles forming linear pair are supplementary. वापस देखो, these two angles I have taken AOC plus COB. These are the angles forming linear pair. Again, but once you have taken BOC, तो आपको BOC को लेना है, उसका कौन सा और एक एंगल फॉर्मिंग लिनियर पेयर है? BOD. वापस देखो, मैंने AOC plus BOC लिया है, तो आई कैन टेक AOC plus AOD also, बट AOD लिया तो मुझे इस तरह से आना पड़ेगा. अब मैंने BOC लिया तो BOC का एंगल फॉर्मिंग लिनियर पेयर है, वो देखना पड़ेगा. अगर मैंने AOC और AOD लिया तो AOD का एंगल फॉर्मिंग लिनियर पेयर लेना पड़ेगा. बट इस वक्त हमने क्या लिया है? AOC plus BOC will take see the angles forming linear pair of which angle? BOC. So what I will do, just see once again. Measure of angle BOC. This should, we have to see this angles forming linear pair of angle BOC. BOC plus measure of angle BOD is equal to 180 degree. This will be equation 2, and reason क्या लिखेंगे? Angles forming linear pair are supplementary. You got it? अब देखते हैं, देखो मैंने क्या लिया था? AOC plus BOC. I have taken BOC plus BOD. Right? It is. अब दोनों का अगर if I am considering equation 1 and 2, इसका राइट हैंड साइड कितना है? 180 डिग्री. इसका राइट हैंड साइड कितना है? 180 डिग्री. मतलब राइट हैंड साइड इक्वल है तो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड क्या रहेगा? इक्वल रहेगा. तो व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू राइट? फ्रॉम equation 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2, this right hand sides are equal, means left hand sides are equal. So what happens then? Measure of angle AOC plus measure of angle BOC is equal to measure of angle BOC plus measure of angle BOD. Have you understood this? Now, if you see BOC is there, BOC is there, इधर plus BOC, उधर जाएगा तो minus BOC, तो दोनों जगह पे BOC, तो I can cancel this. So what is there with you now? That is measure of angle AOC is equal to measure of angle BOD. That is the first proof you got. Okay, see student, this is the first theorem of 9th standard, and as I am teaching since many years, I know that एग्जाम में ये थ्योरम डालना एक आपके स्कूल टीचर्स को कंपल्शन रहेगा, बिकॉज द फर्स्ट थ्योरम, दिस इज द ओनली थ्योरम इन दिस फर्स्ट टॉपिक which can be asked in board examination to in your unit test. So 90% chance is there that this question is going to ask in your unit test. So what is the theorem? The opposite angles formed by intersecting lines are of equal measures. तुम्हें प्रूव करना है कि opposite angles are having equal measures. Which are the opposite angles? Angle AOC और BOD. ये opposite angles है, उनका मेजर इक्वल रहेगा. AOD और BOD also are vertically opposite angles, और opposite angles their measures also be equal. अब मुझे पहला कॉन्सेंट्रेट करना पड़ेगा AOC और BOD के लिए. तो मैंने क्या किया, मुझे एक प्रॉपर्टी याद है, एंगल्स फॉर्मिंग लीनियर पैरा सप्लीमेंट्री. तो मैंने क्या किया, AOC लिया और BOC लिया. AOC प्लस BOC आर 180 डिग्री. रीजन क्या है, एंगल्स फॉर्मिंग लीनियर पैरा सप्लीमेंट्री. बट मैंने फोकस वापस BOC को किया, बिकॉज मैंने ये दोनों लिए हैं. तो BOC का ही कौन सा एंगल्स फॉर्मिंग लीनियर पैर है, तो BOD है. तो BOC प्लस BOD कितना लिया, 180 डिग्री. फॉरगेट अबाउट ज्योमेट्री, अभी हम लोग अलजेब्रा कंसीडर कर रहे हैं. जब इक्वेशंस रहते हैं उसका एक लेफ्ट हैंड साइड, राइट हैंड साइड, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड, राइट हैंड. बट दो इक्वेशंस का अगर राइट हैंड साइड इक्वल है, 101% उनका लेफ्ट हैंड साइड इक्वल है. तो विच इज लेफ्ट हैंड साइड, तो फ्रॉम इक्वेशन 1 एंड 2 AOC प्लस BOC एंड BOC प्लस BOD. बट दोनों जगह पे BOC है, BOC कट हो गया. अब क्या आ गया, AOC प्लस BOD. समझ में आया यहां तक? अब मैं बच्चे लोग हमको पूछ रहा हूं, इसको मैं कैसे करूं AOD के लिए. तो आप लोग बोलेंगे सर वापस वही फॉलो करो, AOD ले लो प्लस AOC ले लो, दे आर एंगल्स फॉर्मिंग लीनियर पेयर. फिर आपने AOC लिया तो AOC प्लस BOC ले लो, दे आर ऑल्सो एंगल्स फॉर्मिंग लीनियर पेयर. फिर दोनों का 180 डिग्री है, लेकिन AOC वाज कॉमन, वो कैंसिल हो जाएगा. तो क्या मिलेगा, AOD और BOC कॉमन हो जाएगा, या COB कॉमन हो जाएगा, इक्वल हो जाएंगे. अब जब मैं सेम मेथड फॉलो करने वाला हूं, तो ज्योमेट्री में बोला जाता है वो सब मत करो, क्यों दो बार कर रहे हो, तो खाली एक ही लिखो, सिमिलरली वी कैन प्रूव. व्हाट यू गोइंग टू राइट ओवर हियर, सिमिलरली we can prove, what we can prove, this measure of angle AOD is equal to measure of angle COD, that we just proved. yahan likho, hence proved, hence proved. Are you going to write here, hence proved? Have you understood it properly? Once again, इस तरह से आपको ये थ्योरम करना है. And student, that is our method. That when we complete this theorem, you are going to write this theorem 5 times on a rough paper. Because this is, and I told you that it is going to come in your examination. तो ये पहले सारा अच्छी तरह समझ लो. 2 बार आप लोग क्या करोगे, अभी तो कॉपी डाउन करना ही है प्रॉपरली. अब ये लेक्चर खत्म होने के बाद आपके नोटबुक से एक बार ये कॉपी करो जैसे आपने किया हुआ है, दूसरी बार भी कॉपी कर दो, तब तक आपके दिमाग में पूरा बैठ जाएगा डायग्राम कैसा है क्या है. एंड 3rd, 4th और 5th टाइम खुद से करने का ट्राई करो, आपके दिमाग में थियरम परफेक्टली पुट हो जाएगा. एंड दिस मींस यू आर गोइंग टू राइट दिस थियरम नाउ प्लस 5 times more on a rough paper, that you are going to complete very next day, tomorrow only, after seeing this video.
So student, we have completed one direct method, that is opposite angles formed by intersecting two lines are having equal measures. That is a direct method. There is one more method to prove the theorem, is indirect method. And the steps for the indirect method, you are not going to, they are not going to ask this question, write the steps. I have written it, that is for you all. So we are going to study what is meaning of indirect method and how to prove the theorem by using indirect method. In this method is used when no any strong other theorem or property is there to prove that particular theorem. तो उस वक्त when you are not having a any property or other theorems, we use indirect method. So in this type of method, in this type of proof, we start with the assumption. There are two parts, antecedent and consequent. Consequent is to prove. Is it right? To prove part, we are going to consider, we are going to assume that it is wrong. Means there are two parts, na? What is that? If wala part hai, that is called as antecedent, और then के बाद वाला part is called as consequent. Correct? So हमें prove करना है जो whatever we are going to prove, that we are going to consider wrong, वो false है, assume करेंगे वो गलत है. Correct? Okay. Then by using that assumption, नहीं वो चीज गलत है, तो गलत को पकड़ के by that assumption and other properties which are already studied, we start arguing step by step. उस पे हम लोग argument करते जाएंगे and we reach to the conclusion. उसके बाद एक conclusion पे हम लोग आ जाएंगे. This conclusion is contradictory with antecedent. Antecedent what? Given. हम लोग ये सब करते करते जाएंगे तो मालूम पड़ा कि जो given part है उसके अगेंस्ट हम लोग जा रहे हैं, बिकॉज जो प्रूव करना था वही हमने रॉन्ग कंसीडर किया, तो वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू रीच टू व्हाट एंटेसिडेंट. दिस प्रॉपर्टी व्हिच इज ऑलरेडी एक्सेप्टेड, या तो एंटेसिडेंट या फिर द प्रॉपर्टी व्हिच ऑलरेडी प्रूव्ड, व्हिच थियरम व्हिच ऑलरेडी प्रूव्ड, वी आर गोइंग अगेंस्ट दैट. फिर लास्ट में आते हैं कि व्हाटएवर कॉन्सिक्वेंट वी हैव कंसीडर इट इज रॉन्ग. ओके, जो हमने कंसीडर किया था वो रॉन्ग है. ओके, hence we accept the consequent is true. जब एक consequent true है मतलब this theorem is proved. तो भी हमें इतनी अच्छी तरह समझ में नहीं आया. These steps will take one simple example. Okay, I'll consider students among you. There are many students are there. कौन से students हैं अपने पास? Anu is there, Neha is there, Vedant is there, then Rashi is there. Okay. Then बहुत सारे students, just consider that you are among them. I am considering you, so I am considering Neha. Okay, we have to prove Neha is in 9th standard. Means in place of Neha, आप लोग consider कि you are at her place. Okay, Neha is in 9th standard. They have to prove. A statement which you prove करना है. What is that? Neha is in 9th standard. तो better way, this statement you have to put in conditional form. Means what? If and then form. So what is the conditional statement? नेहा क्या है? स्टूडेंट है. कहां की है? अपनी यहां की है. Is it right? So if I am going to Neha is student of Vivek Tutorials. Okay, Neha is student of Vivek Tutorials. Then she is in 9th standard. She is in 9th standard. Now we got the two statements, if and then form. This is called as antecedent Okay, this is called as what? Antecedent. ये क्या है? Antecedent है. And this part is consequent. Whatever consequent is there, हमें शुरुआत कैसे करनी है प्रूफ से? Whatever consequent is there, Neha is in E standard, 9 standard. That we are going to consider in this type of proof. We start with the assumption that जो consequent है is wrong or false. Means let us assume that Neha is not in 9th standard. Now that we start assume करो कि नेहा हमें जो प्रूव करना है उसको हम लोग रॉन्ग कंसीडर करेंगे. हमें प्रूव करना है कि नेहा इज इन 9th standard, but I am considering that assume करो नेहा is not in 9th standard. So ये आपका पहला पॉइंट खत्म हो गया. By using this assumption and properties which I studied earlier, we start arguing. अब इसके सेकेंड स्टेप में हमें इसके ऊपर आर्ग्यूमेंट करनी है. So these are the following arguments we can say. Which are the following arguments will make us stand? Neha, stand up हो जाओ और tell me first chapter of 10th standard maths 1, maths 2. तो नेहा को पूछा, नेहा the first topic of 10th standard mathematics. नेहा बोलेगी क्या मालूम, हमें कुछ पता ही नहीं. दैट इंडिकेट्स नेहा ने 10th का बुक तक नहीं खोला है, उसको कुछ भी पता नहीं है. मींस शी इज डेफिनेटली नॉट इन 10th स्टैंडर्ड. ओके, सो व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट सेकंड आर्ग्यूमेंट आई एम गोइंग टू डू? लास्ट टॉपिक ऑफ मैथ्स in 8th standard. तो जैसे ही पूछा what is the last topic of Neha, what is the last topic of 8th standard, see immediately she is going to answer me, sir, circle, arc, chord and arc. It means she knows circle, chord and arc. So she knows everything. She knows last topic of 8th standard. Means she have studied last topic of 8th standard. Is 8th standard उसने पास आउट कर लिया है. Means we are going to argument. ये सब argument चल रहे हैं सेकेंड पार्ट्स के. Okay. थर्ड arguments पे हम लोग आए. Last topic of maths 2 in 9th standard. Again she is sir last topic कौन सा, कुछ नहीं मालूम. Okay, but if I ask you first topic of 9th standard, sir, concept, basic concept in geometry, means what we have considered, our assumption is Neha is not in 9th standard. और 9th standard में नहीं है तो 10th standard में हो सकती है. तो पहले हमने 10th standard का क्वेश्चन पूछा, तो she was not knowing, that indicates she is not in 10th standard. Then I asked her what is the last topic of 8th standard. She was knowing, means उसने at least 8th standard तो पूरी तरह से पास किया हुआ है. Okay. Then I asked her what is the first topic of 9th standard. So she knows about she doesn't know about the last topic of maths in 9th standard, but she knows first topic of miss. हमने जो assume किया था ना कि नेहा is not in 9th standard, हमें accept करना पड़ेगा. Hence ये सब argument करने के बाद हम लोग लिखेंगे our assumption was false. We are wrong. ओके, हमने क्या लेना है, कंक्लूजन आते हैं कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी, ये हमने जो कंसीडर किया था उसके अगेंस्ट जा रहे हैं, हेंस आवर assumption इज फॉल्स, शी इज in ninth standard. Have you understood this? Once again, this is the indirect method. Indirect method, what we do? In this type of proof, we start with the assumption that what consequent means what to prove is wrong or false. हमें बोलते हैं कि जो प्रूव करने के लिए बोला है वो रॉन्ग है. फिर by using that our assumption and property which are studied earlier, we start arguing step by step. हम लोग उसमें employ करते हैं, arguments करते हैं बहुत सारे. By using some other properties, हमने जो assume किया उसके ऊपर employ करते हैं. And एक last में conclusion आता है कि it is contradictory with what to prove. Correct now? So this property which is we already accepted, या तो हम लोग एंटीसिडेंट के अगेंस्ट जा रहे हैं या जो प्रॉपर्टी ऑलरेडी स्टडी की है, जो थ्योरम ऑलरेडी स्टडी की है उसके अगेंस्ट जा रहे हैं. फिर हम लोग बोलते नहीं वो फिर हो नहीं सकता. और assumption is assume that what consequent is false, it goes wrong, we accept that consequent is true. This is the way we have to prove what indirect method. पर indirect method के theorems बहुत कम है, okay, but some are there. Anyhow we have to study. It is not difficult topic, this difficult method, but anyhow we have to study. This is our method, our syllabus, but they are not going to ask this steps. This is just to understand, okay? So if you want to copy down, I think it is not required. If you want, you can copy down, okay? Indirect method, that is of proved by indirect method. So they have given one example in textbook. We are going to follow the same example. Prime number greater than 2 is an odd number. We know that 2 is the only even prime number. But after 2, there is no any even number which is a prime. So that's what we are going to prove. A prime number greater than 2 is an odd number. So when such statements they are giving, so this is a statement, right? This is the statement. What is the statement? The prime number greater than 2 is an odd number. So I will put conditional statement. What is the conditional statement? If I consider P is a prime number greater than 2, then it is an odd number. Okay. Now this is the conditional statement. With that we know that up to then, if to, the statement following if is a given या फिर antecedent है, right? It is. So given P is a prime number greater than 2. I want to prove consequent क्या है उसका? It is P is an odd number. अब प्रूफ में हम लोग क्या करते हैं? The consequent है, that is to prove, we consider that it is wrong, or you can give the statement
we use indirect method. Indirect method is that method we don't have any strong base behind that. Then we use whatever consequent is there, whatever proof is there, that is we are going to assume that it is wrong. Then we are going to write, let us assume that P is not an odd number. P is not an odd number. Is it right? If P is not an odd number, therefore P is an even number. Correct? All even numbers, we know that all even numbers are divisible by 2. We see that's enough. Okay, if it is 2, 4, 6, 8, all are divisible by what? 2. Is it right? So, what we have considered, just see once again, what is the statement? Prime number greater than 2 is an odd number. P is a prime number greater than 2, and then it is what? Odd number. P is a prime number greater than 2, and P is odd number. Correct? So, okay, this is there, but P is an number, it is a prime number greater than 2, and prime number which numbers are called as prime numbers are only divisible by 1 or P. Okay, correct? Or divisible by 1 or that number. Therefore, P is divisible by P or 1, or divisible by only, we can write only P and 1. This we are going to give as a statement. No, I made a little bit mistake. I'll do it once again. Once again repeat. We use what? Indirect method. हमें क्या प्रूव करना था? P is an odd number. Let us assume that P is not an odd number. P is an even number. But we know that all even numbers are divisible by 2. Therefore, P is divisible by 2. And I will take it as a statement. Not an equation. It is a statement 1. Correct? But P is also a prime number greater than 2. This part is given, and prime numbers are divisible by 1 or that number, are divisible by only 1 and that number. Therefore, P is divisible by P and 1. This is statement number 2. This is a statement number 1. If you are finding that ये statement जरूरी है, important है,
तो मैं इसे बॉक्स में डाल रहा हूं, इसे ही बॉक्स में डाल रहा हूं। सी पहले स्टेटमेंट में क्या लिखा, p is divisible because even number है, तो it is going to divide by what 2. See 4 6 8 10 all are divisible by what 2, correct? And here prime numbers are those numbers which are divisible by what, that number or 1. See example 3 is a prime number, so it is divisible by 3 and 1. 4 is not a prime number, but 5 is a prime number. 5 is divisible by 5 and 1. 6 is not a prime number. 7 is a prime number. It is divisible by 7 or 1. But 8 is not a prime number. 9 is not a prime number. 10 is not a prime number. 11 is a prime number. It is divisible by what? Like that. P is a divisible by what? P or 1. But if you see, we already proved that as it is a even number, what you have considered, according to it is divisible by what? 2. आप लोग बोलते हैं प्राइम नंबर है, तो प्राइम नंबर ओनली डिविजिबल बाय व्हाट, p and 1. ये 2 कहां से आया? मींस दिस कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट्स और अबाउट स्टेटमेंट 1 and 2. Statement 1 and 2 are contradictory. वो कैसे है? Contradictory है, अगेंस्ट जा रहे एक दूसरे के. Hence, our assumption that P is not odd number is false. About what is that? P is an odd number is a false. Therefore, P is an odd number. P is an odd number. Hence, proved लिखना है और एक theorem को complete करना है. See here now. Once again, indirect method. Indirect method is used that time when we don't have a strong base of any property or theorem. So in that case, we see the statement. Prime number, I have given an example, prime number greater than 2 is an odd number. So if it is not in conditional form, please try to put in the conditional form. Then you get an idea that which is antecedent is what? Consequent. Consequent क्या है? That it is an odd number. So given that is antecedent is what? P is a prime number greater than 2. And what you have to prove? P is an odd number. That is to prove or consequent. Why doing indirect method? Whatever consequent is there, what is to prove that we are going in assumption that that is not true. So this is not true. P is not an odd number. Let's assume that P is not an odd number. अगर ऑड नहीं है मतलब क्या हो गया, वो इवन नंबर हो गया. इवन नंबर है, वी नो दैट ऑल इवन नंबर्स आर डिविजिबल बाय 2, मतलब p इज आल्सो डिविजिबल बाय 2. स्टेटमेंट 1 आ गया. बट दे हैव गिवन p इज अ प्राइम नंबर. मे बी पॉसिबल 7 है या मे बी पॉसिबल 11 है, करेक्ट, एंड दैट इज ग्रेटर देन 2 है. इज इट राइट? दिस पार्ट इज गिवन. तो प्राइम नंबर आर डिविजिबल बाय ओनली 1 और and that number, right now 1 and that number. So p is divisible by p and 1. That is true. Statement number 2. ये बोलता है कि it is divisible by 2. It is given the statement that it is divisible by only p and 1. That statement 1 and we are going to write what? Statement 1 and 2 are contradictory. क्या लिखेंगे? Statement 1 and 2 are contradictory. If it is a contradictory, it means our assumption that p is odd number is false. Wrong है वो. That indicates what? P is an odd number. And last step of that. Hence proved. This is the second proof we did. But this question usually schools are not asking. But the Khadush teacher like me will ask definitely. So you should be ready with it. Correct? अगर किसी को एक tough paper बनाना है तो they can ask this question. So please be ready with this theorem, and same way you are not going to copy down this properly. tomorrow we are going to write 5 times. In that 5 times, that is on the rough paper, and first 2 times, means first time and second time, you can see we can copy down sincerely, and third, fourth and fifth time we are going to write your own. आपका ये theorem perfect हो जाएगा फिर. Okay, so okay, copy down it properly by pausing a video. Students, we are going to start the practice set 1.3, last practice set of this chapter. चैप्टर बहुत छोटा है लेकिन बहुत सारी चीजें हम लोग को स्टडी करने के लिए मिली. तो दे कैन आस्क दिस फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, राइट द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट इन इफ एंड देन फॉर्म, या फिर स्टेटमेंट इन कंडीशनल फॉर्म. करेक्ट. इफ एंड देन फॉर्म में ये दिस स्टेटमेंट्स यू हैव टू कन्वर्ट. इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन, बट यू टू बी केयरफुल बिकॉज एक मार्क जाएगा या मिलेगा. Okay, so answer. If the opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Opposite angles of a parallelogram. Parallelogram क्या है? Is quadrilateral. Okay, and the opposite angles of that parallelogram are congruent. So I will write if given quadrilateral is a parallelogram. If given quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then beyond writing the form, this which form? If and then form, na? Opposite angles of parallelogram are congruent. If a given quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then its opposite angles are congruent. This is the statement in what? If and then form. Have you understood once again? Opposite angles of parallelogram are congruent. That statement you have to write in what? If and then form. How I am going to write? Quadrilateral is one type of parallelogram, is one type of quadrilateral. If a given quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then its opposite angles are congruent. ये स्टेटमेंट लिया. अब मुझे इसके बारे में बताओ कैसे लिखेंगे. See, diagonals of rectangle are congruent. Again, rectangle is what? A quadrilateral. So what I can write? If given quadrilateral is rectangle. Given quadrilateral is a rectangle. Given quadrilateral. Given quadrilateral is a rectangle, then its diagonals are congruent. Have you understood this? Once again, here we are second. Diagonals of rectangle are congruent. Rectangle is a quadrilateral. So if a given quadrilateral is a rectangle, then its diagonals are congruent. And third one. Now third, we have to think little bit. Isosceles triangle, because we don't know much about isosceles triangle. To students, a quadrilateral triangle in which any two sides are congruent are called as what? Isosceles triangle. In isosceles triangle, these are called as vertices. Means A, B, C are called as what? Vertices. And the segment joining vertices at midpoint of the base, this is called as base. Base का midpoint कौन सा है? M है. Then if I join this segment, that segment is always perpendicular. वो property है किसकी? Isosceles triangles की. Is it right? So if isosceles in a isosceles triangle, write this. Then what are you going to write? If given triangle is an isosceles. If a given triangle is an isosceles, then the segment joining
vertices and midpoint of the base is perpendicular to base. Okay, this is the way you are going to write the answer in if and then form. See once again, if a given triangle is an isosceles triangle, the segment joining vertice and midpoint of the base is perpendicular to the base. So what are you going to write now? Vertex, one minute, I made a mistake. Segment joining vertex. So segment joining vertex and midpoint of its base is perpendicular to base. Once again, in isosceles triangle, segment joining vertex and midpoint of the base is perpendicular to base. If a given triangle is an isosceles triangle or isosceles, then the segment joining vertex and midpoint of base is perpendicular to base. This is the way you are going to write the statement in if and then form. These are the three statements given. These are the answers for it. Students, now second question, last question of this exercise. Write the converse of the following statement. Converse means what? Ulta statement. अभी if और then वाला रहेगा ना, जैसे कि second example is if a pair of interior angles made by transverse of two lines are supplementary, then वाला पार्ट को हम लोग गिवन बना देंगे और then के पहले वाला पार्ट को to prove कर देंगे. बट यहाँ थोड़ा सा तकलीफ होता है. Correct? So we'll go for the first. We'll see the meaning of it. The alternate angle formed by two parallel lines and their transversal are congruent. The alternate angles formed by two parallel lines and their transversal are congruent. अब हमें मालूम है कि if the alternate angles formed by transversal by two parallel lines are congruent, अब हम लोग उल्टा जाएंगे तो क्या होगा? We have to prove that two lines are parallel. और अभी क्या है? Angles are congruent. Correct? So what statement you are going to do? If a pair of what? Alternate angles formed by two parallel lines formed by two lines. क्या लिखेंगे? Two lines are congruent. समझ में आया कि नहीं? R वाला जो R congruent वाला पार्ट पहले डाल दिया. If a pair of alternate angles formed by two lines are congruent, then formed by two lines and transversal and their transversal are congruent, then अब हमें मालूम पड़ा कि अल्टरनेट एंगल्स अगर कॉन्ग्रुएंट रहेंगे then given two lines are parallel. मीन्स यहां पे क्या दिया था? Two lines are parallel and alternate angles formed by them are congruent. पैरेलल लाइंस है इसलिए एंगल कॉन्ग्रुएंट है. अब मैं उल्टा लिख रहा हूं, एंगल्स आर कॉन्ग्रुएंट. कौन से एंगल्स? अल्टरनेट एंगल्स. किसने बनाया? टू लाइंस ने बनाया. किसके साथ? पैरेलल लाइन ट्रांसवर्सल के साथ. वो कॉन्ग्रुएंट है इसलिए वो दोनों लाइंस पैरेलल है. इट इज द कन्वर्स ऑफ दिस स्टेटमेंट. वंस अगेन, the alternate angles formed by two parallel lines and their transversal are congruent means angles are congruent. But अभी हम लोग क्या बोले? Angles are congruent, that's why these two lines are parallel. तो लिखिएगा इसे, if a pair of alternate angles formed by two lines, don't write parallel lines because already लिख दिया. If a pair of alternate angles formed by two lines and their transversal are congruent, then two lines are parallel. अब मुझे लगता है ये तुम्हारे लिए इजी हो जाएगा. If a pair of interior angles made by transversal of two lines are supplementary, then two lines are parallel. अब उल्टा जाना है. Then what are you going to write?
answer. Then a pair of interior angles formed by, they have given ना, ये पार्ट गिवन बन जाएगा, formed by two parallel lines. And two parallel lines, interior angle made by transversal, sorry यहाँ पे लिखना है तुम लोग को, by a transversal of two lines की जगह क्या आएगा, of two parallel lines. Correct? If a pair of interior angle formed by a transversal of two parallel lines, no. You will do one thing. I will cut it up. If a pair of interior angle made by a transversal of two lines are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. This is the consequent. Is it right? आपको उसको antecedent बनाना है. If two lines are parallel, then के बाद वाला क्या करेंगे? If two lines are parallel. If two lines are parallel, then that this part, then pair of interior angle made by transversal of two lines are supplementary. Of that two lines are supplementary. This is the converse of this. If a pair of interior angles, what are you going to write? If two lines are parallel, then pair of interior angle made by transversal and that two lines, which lines? Parallel lines are supplementary. Have you understood this? And last statement, diagonals of rectangle are congruent. Diagonals of rectangle are congruent. Correct? So how you are going to write? Diagonals of rectangle. अभी अगर हम लोग को if a then के फॉर्म में लिखना होता तो हम लोग कैसा लिखते थे? If a given rectangle is a given quadrant is a rectangle, then diagonals are congruent. यहाँ पे क्या लिखेंगे? If diagonals of given quadrilateral are congruent, then it is a rectangle. It is a rectangle. This is the way you have to write the answer. It is of converse of what? Above statement. See students, ये थोड़ा सा आपके लिए नया है, but ये करना ही पड़ेगा. See once again, alternate angles formed by two parallel lines and their transversal are congruent. हम लोग अभी उसका उल्टा स्टेटमेंट दे रहे हैं. If a pair of alternate angles formed by two lines and their transversal are congruent, this part I have taken if, then two lines are parallel. Given become to prove. Again, if a pair of interior angles made by a transversal of two lines are supplementary, then two lines are parallel. तो यहाँ पे लेना है. If the given two lines are parallel, then the pair of interior angles formed by a transversal of two lines are supplementary. Last constant, diagonals of rectangle are congruent. Diagonals of rectangle are congruent. Sorry, yeah. What are you going to write? If the diagonals of given rectangle are given quadrilateral is congruent, then it is a rectangle. So, students, I think you understood this. If not, revise the again. You see, rewind the video and see it. Copy down it properly. इस वक्त इतना ही आएगा, ज्यादा नहीं आएगा. Please study more this type of questions in problem set. आई थिंक यू अंडरस्टूड इट प्रॉपरली. दिस इज लिटिल. अभी ऐसा लग रहा है कि हम लोग 9th स्टैंडर्ड में आ गए, बड़े हो गए, हम लोग उस सब्जेक्ट को उस एंगल से देखने लग गए. सो नो प्रॉब्लम. इफ एनी प्रॉब्लम इज देयर, आई विल help you for that. So it is a 6th part is we are going to wind up today. Thank you, students.